welcome to Tera Flops. We are very happy to see you. We have just seen Microsoft's conference, we've seen Sony's conference. We have a lot to discuss, mixed feelings, excitement, a lot of intrigue, maybe.
Mixed feelings. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't blown away by Sony, personally.
I wasn't blown away by either in a lot of ways. But we found out a lot of information. We've got some games to look forward to, definitely. A few noticeable no-shows. But we're going to talk all about it today. We're going to try to decide who maybe won. We try to come to some sort of decision between us. As you know, Tim is more in the Sony camp. I'm more an Xbox fan. So we should be able to come to some sort of agreement. We'll see. Most of these fanboys don't. But we'll do our best. So let's just dial back a little bit. Let's go back to
Microsoft.
Back to the future, back to the beginning, back to day one. Microsoft come out and the big mic drop moment. I told you there'll be a mic drop moment, but I was wrong about the price of the Scorpio. So the Scorpio, we cannot call it that anymore. It's the Xbox One X. And first,
there's a good ring to it. X1X.
Yeah, you can abbreviate it to just back to Xbox if you want to. They're running out of ideas because of they put themselves in a corner with their names. They're sort of a bit stuck there. But I don't mind the name. Doesn't bother me.
I like it.
The price point, I thought $399 because I really thought that the goal for Microsoft is to not just get the console that is, you know, for the high-end gamers. They need to get a console that really gets the mainstream gamers interested as well, so they can start climbing back up the sales charts and compete with Sony. But can they do that at $499 American?
Is it worth that much? Because I haven't paid too much attention to the specs and all that kind of thing. So I mean, do you think, in your opinion, it's going to be worth the money?
Well, that's the hard thing. It's definitely worth that much. I've got people who are comparing it to the quality of a PC that's about $2,000, $2,500 to have a gaming rig that can output the quality of the Xbox One X. And in some cases, the Xbox One X is outperforming some of those expensive gaming rigs. So it's worth it. But is the console gaming community, are they in that sort of...
It is a big hit to the wallet.
Yeah, well, considering, you know, just how expensive it is when you compare it to the base PlayStation and the base Xbox One S, I think they're going to make premium sales, which Phil Spencer always said he was after the premium sales, but maybe not the mainstream consumers. They might not jump on board. So in Australia, at $649, $499 US.
That's not too bad. $649 is not too bad.
It's not too. I mean, I'm going to buy it day one. I was always going to. I mean, if it was $8.99 or something, I'd have to have second thoughts. But I'm keen, so definitely want to check out the 4K action on the X.
What about the games?
The games.
So I thought they all looked pretty good. I was fairly impressed.
Yeah, they looked alright.
They were fairly diverse.
The thing, there's diverse. A lot of people saying it's a very diverse lineup. A lot of time for indies, really. The problem was, in my opinion, they come out and said we've got 42 games, 22 exclusives, but almost all of them were timed exclusives. They're not a true exclusive to Xbox. And no new game really wowed me at all that was first party from Microsoft.
No.
Maybe a couple, I was saying earlier, Metro Exodus, which is going to be multi-plat, looked really, really good in my opinion. The character models are insane on that game. Like, they look next gen to me. They really look next gen. It was running on Xbox One X in 4K and it looked astonishingly good. And Anthem looks incredible as well.
Yeah.
But they're both going to be on PS4 as well. So it's, you know, they showed State of Decay, which I thought looked okay, but now I find out it's more of an online based thing and you've got to survive, and I just want to play by myself because I have no friends. With busy people.
I don't do co-op either. Yeah, it's hard to find a time to meet up at the same time.
Timing is hard. A lot of you people won't feel that way. That's okay. State of Decay did not excite me in a huge way. Let's go straight to Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Oh yeah, I really like this game.
It looks cool. I haven't seen too much of it just yet.
Even though I just said I don't like co-op multiplayer.
Yeah, well that's the theme. But they showed really how that would play out. And I've got a couple of Xbox friends who I play with on a regular basis. If we could get a little crew together and do those missions, I reckon that could be very fun. The graphics look good, the water looked amazing, but I'm not 100% sold yet.
One thing I want to ask about Sea of Thieves, because we've seen it a couple times at E3 now.
Yep.
Is this going to be Microsoft's No Man's Sky? Are they shooting too far to the moon with Sea of Thieves? It looks amazing. It is the type of game that I would buy and I would play it. I'm totally jealous it's not on PlayStation.
But is it going to get the backlash? Is it going to live up to hype?
You know, the sea is going to be too empty. Is there not going to be enough treasure to seek out, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got a lot of potential, but I'm still,
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to love it.
Time will tell. But so far, I think both of us need a little bit more from that game. But it looked better I'm more interested now than I was previously. They showed a few other indies that I don't even think are really worth talking about right now. If you're into fighters, they showed the Dragon Ball Z fighter, which looks
surprising. For an Xbox console, I didn't expect that.
It looked awesome if you're into that, but I sort of played those games for about half an hour, and then I'm like, okay, next. So again, it didn't really grab me, but Forza 7 looked incredible. The car models looked phenomenal. The track they showed looked great. Everything from Forza looked really, really good, and that is an exclusive that is coming this year. So put them down one tick. An exclusive coming this year. Not a lot though. Crackdown 3, another one that is coming this year.
Not a lot coming this year.
I've never played Crackdown 1 or 2. Have you played them?
I didn't play them. No, I'm not really. Yeah.
3, I haven't seen much, and they had that Terry Crews guy, and he was pretty funny.
It was a good start. It was a good ad.
But
it looked frenetic. It looked fast paced. It looked really cool.
They didn't show much.
I know I've read a lot of people are excited about it, so
I want to be
pretty
excited.
good following.
Again, not sold on it yet. So did Microsoft sell me on that? No. They need to show me more. They spent 8 minutes or something showing the Mordor game, Shadow of War, and only just a couple of minutes on Crackdown. I think that they could have timed that a bit better. Apart from that, there's a few cool independent games that look alright, like that guitar game.
That's the only Australian game.
Is that Australian?
It's the only Australian
game. I can see a lot of people
having
fun being, awesome guitarists and having a bit of fun with that. Cuphead looks really cool. Cuphead's not that expensive either. The artwork is amazing. It looks so authentic. I think it's going to be hard. I think I'm going to suck at it, but I will buy Cuphead. So you got my money on Forza, you got my money on Cuphead, Anthem in the future for sure, Metro in the future for sure. And I love the look of the Xbox One X. I love that it is smaller than the S. How do they fit all those flops in there?
It's full of flops.
So many flops, and yet it's smaller. It looks beautiful. It is a beautiful, understated console. I think it looks really good. So I'm on board with that. So there's a lot of ways to think about, was this show successful or not? We'll get into that a bit more later. But,
can I add something? Backwards compatibility for the original Xbox. I thought that was really cool. That was really cool.
That was probably the closest I got to a mic drop moment, saying, you guys want backwards compatibility?
Yeah.
And they show that thing, and I'm like, ooh. But really,
but that's what having a $700 console is all about. Being able to play all the games.
Yeah, all the games that could be playing now on your calculator
on an Xbox is awesome.
No,
it's something the PS is missing. I know it's only selected games. We don't know what the games are yet.
There's like Crimson Skies, But I do like that. I like the whole mantra and idea behind it, because it just shows that they're dedicated to being backward compatible for 360. Every generation now is covered, and moving forward, why would that change? So it just means from now on, everything that you've loved or owned, if you keep the disc, which no one does, well I don't, you're going to be able to play that into the future. And now of course, if you've started buying digitally, you can do that too.
You do that too.
So that was awesome. They didn't get the mic drop moment on the $399. That was a bit of a mic drop moment. So yeah, because they didn't have much third-party stuff up there, I'm really excited because I know all the multi-plats are going to look incredible on the X. But overall, not enough new IPs to excite me, especially not enough exclusive.
A lot of third-party support.
So they've got me on about 4 games coming up, and I don't want to talk too much about 2019 or 20. I want to talk about the next year. That's to me what E3 is about, the next year, not just the next 6 months, the next year. So conflicted. I enjoyed it.
Not a lot in the immediate future to look forward to, but there is some excitement on the way.
Was it enough? Now, Tim, you got to watch the whole Sony show today. I just saw bits and pieces because I was at work. Tell me about it. What did I miss?
Alright, well, it kicked off in a beautiful theatre. They're really, I think PlayStation are really upping the theatrics for their E3 presentations, and it might be hindering the showing of games, I guess, a little bit. Because I felt like there was probably 5 minutes until we saw anything. Right. The band was beautiful, the music they played was awesome. But they started off with Uncharted, so we got to see some Uncharted deal and...
You said likeable leads?
Likeable leads.
I wouldn't say they're likeable.
Well, okay, they're not your happy-go-lucky Nathan Drake type. They're very flawed, but I think they had good chemistry.
Yeah. I don't know. I find them not likable at all for some reason. I don't know, but I think
time will tell. I like Chloe.
I like Chloe.
Really
I like them
Chloe.
both visually. Their pixels are pleasing, and if they have
that
chemistry,
that helps me.
yeah. But they're stuck on a boat. We know for a while.
Yeah.
One thing could lead to another.
Looks good. It had good action. Oh, climbing the helicopter in the trailer. That looked amazing when Chloe was climbing the helicopter. Then they showed us some Horizon DLC, which I was very excited for.
Yeah. So keeping it started off with both DLCs, but both games that we love and that are very popular.
Yeah.
That we're both keen on exploring. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't really get too much info from the Horizon DLC trailer that they showed. It looks just like more story. They didn't release too much info about it.
Yeah, I saw both trailers for both of them, and both of them look good. Definitely, well, as in the Uncharted as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm keen on Uncharted because it's a whole new tale, and I love the first Uncharted 4 so much. With what are we talking about? Uncharted
and Horizon.
With Horizon. I'm on board, but I still haven't finished all the little sub-missions and stuff in that game.
It's pretty soon after they only released it in February.
Yeah.
You know,
so is there enough to get me back on board? If it's a cheap DLC, I'll jump on. But I need something more than just normal gameplay because I can go back and do that now.
Yeah. Exactly. I was playing Horizon right after the conference. Right there at the end, nearly finished.
But we said Sony going to be games. So what's next? So what are the new things? What are we excited about?
We went on to get Days Gone. Days Gone looks really cool. It looks like PlayStation following this trend of having these gritty, dystopian, post-apocalyptic, futuristic things with zombies. I mean, they've done it with The Last of Us, and now they're doing it with Days Gone. I feel like they've got really similar vibes, really similar
formula
flavors.
works.
But they also, I think there's a little bit of the order in Days Gone with the quick time events and just how cinematic it felt. So, you know, that was one of the main positives of the order. So hopefully they can take that positive and not some of the negatives.
Not overdo the quick time thing. They don't want too much quick time. Otherwise, just watch the movie.
But the main dude is played by Sam Witwer. He is the character who was, what was his name? Starkiller from Force Unleashed. Oh, that was cool. I recognised him. And then I googled it. I was like, it's him. I recognised him.
The Ranger dude.
He's not Ranger.
Force Unleashed. What am I thinking of?
The game.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of the new movie with that guy who got really angry.
No.
Like Hitler.
Then we saw a bit of Sean Layden talking to the crowd. He was doing lots of thanking, lots of chest pumping, and all talking in superlatives about how great PlayStation is and how it's the best time ever to be a gamer. Then he finally showed some games, and it started with, I didn't really know what it was at first. It was just some dude with a big sword, walking through a forest. Looked interesting. Sees a big F-off dinosaur, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting now. So that was Monster Hunter World, and I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, but I think this might be the first one.
No, Monster Hunter, like there's been a couple of them I think, and there's all these always huge villains and stuff, and people just enjoy taking them down in different ways.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that sort of gaming. To me, I don't like boss battles, and for me a game like that is like just constant boss battles. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I know it appeals to a lot of people. So
it looks kind of like it's got that quirky Japanese vibe as well. It's made by Capcom.
Yeah.
So you know, at the end of the trailer, dude sits down and he's like roasting a bit of meat, and that's how the trailer ends. And it's like, okay, this game's gonna be weird. It's gonna be quirky. It's gonna be like, you know, it's just a JRPG, so we know what to expect. After that, Shadow of the Colossus remaster. It looks amazing.
Did it? I saw bits of it, but I need to see it more in high def because I saw it on a phone.
For a PS2 game that they then remastered for PS3, this makes the PS3 remaster look like dog's balls. It looked really good.
So it looked really good?
It did. I had it on PS2, never played it, so I bought it on PS3, the remaster, so I could play it there. Never played it. So hopefully this will be the one that I play.
Nice one. We might actually get to play it. If you get to play it, they have succeeded in their goal.
I'll buy it, but I don't know if I'll play it.
What about the big games though? We heard all these promises. What are the big pushes?
The big pushes, I guess they had the COD, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, so on both platforms, but it looks authentic. It looks
really authentic, but it's not for me. I'm not gonna.
No, I probably won't either. But they've tempted me more with this than they have the last few games. So I need to see more. But it looks like it's...
If you're a fan of COD,
you'll love it.
It looks amazing.
Of course.
It does look really good. Then we got into VR time.
VR.
Yeah, so the first thing they showed was Skyrim VR.
Yeah, so Skyrim originally came out years ago.
2012, I think.
Yeah, so obviously they've tweaked it and done...
Well, is this the full Skyrim experience or is this just a smaller experience? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think Bethesda had some of that on their stage. But again, I didn't see any of that. So it looked cool. It's exciting.
Will it work in VR? Will you feel sick traversing the lands in VR mode? If not, that could be big.
Yeah. There was a really cool little like a third-person controlled fantasy game in VR. I thought that looked pretty interesting because I was there was a demo on the PlayStation VR disc that looked really cool. It was a third-person thing. I thought, why don't we see more of that? We see lots of first-person stuff in VR.
Like that platformer.
It was a platformer.
Yeah, that platformer was one of my favourite things in the.
It worked well
on VR because it just felt like you were in that world and it was fun.
So this is another little platform like that.
But the big games.
I don't want to talk about VR anymore. I'm done with VR. Kratos. Out comes Kratos on the boat with his son. Oh, God of War looks so good. It looks so different to what it was, but still, it's kept its same. It kept the hack and slash vibe. What makes it awesome. It's from a different perspective. It's more story based, but it's still violent. He was tearing dudes up and he's throwing his axe.
God of War has. I have not played all the games. I played the last couple and really enjoyed them. It definitely looks like. It's still hack and slash, but it doesn't seem to be as repetitive and maybe not quite as many constant enemies on the screen at one time. They probably will have scenes like that.
Yeah, much more intimate.
It looked crisp. The visuals look great.
The relationship he has with his son's interesting. I thought at the end there when the huge big water demon thing comes out of the water, and I thought, all right, Kratos is going to have a huge battle on his hands. It's going to kick off, and that's how the trailer ended. His kid's like, no, it wants to help us. And I'm like. Oh. It's like so opposite of Kratos, Like he would say a big thing like that, and I thought he was just going to jump on its head and try and cut its head off. But the kid's like, he wants to help us. He wants to.
So more layers to this one. So we're going to see. He's like an onion.
Yeah.
With
we'll peel Kratos back.
Beautiful.
Detroit after that.
But first of all, is that this year?
No.
So we're still waiting for an exclusive
early
big game this year. So
early.
But it does say early.
Yeah.
That's
I have it written down. Early.
Written down, it is true then.
So hopefully around March, April?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's around my birthday, that'd be good. Detroit after that, Detroit Become Human. Story of robots having uprising against humans. A very
Westworldy.
Yeah, Westworldy. Choice-based gameplay. A little less focused on discussions and relationships this time around. Looks like the choices are more on how you affect the situation and how you will complete the mission. So there look like lots of variety in there. You can probably play through that game 2-3 times and have different experiences.
Yeah, and these guys made Heavy Rain, you were saying,
Heavy Rain
Beyond
Two Souls, and Fahrenheit was their first game. So that looks cool. Really good graphics, really good facial animation.
Yeah.
After that we saw Destiny 2.
I haven't seen the Destiny 2 video yet. I'm still, because it's all about the online, we both like playing online, but we really junkies for quality single player games. So.
I gave Destiny a shot. I bought it and I put a couple of hours into it.
Same.
And then something happened. I had to go and check on my kid who was asleep. So I went to hit pause and I ran upstairs to check him, and I came back and I died or something. And I was like, well, you can't pause.
Yeah, it's a bit different getting used to that sort of thing.
Pause in these games.
Yeah, so it keeps you on your toes, but also...
Yeah. It's a no deal for me.
Not for everybody, but I know there's a lot of Destiny fans out there. If you like Destiny, of course, it just looks supercharged.
Yep. And then that was it. Sean Layden came out again. He said he was going to close with something. I thought, what could it be? It's going to be something awesome. He said it was from a respected developer. What could it be? Thought maybe Death Stranding, but it was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, we always knew we were going to love Spider-Man, and...
I wasn't disappointed by that, because the game looked amazing.
It looks great.
Yeah, slinking up over the rooftops and the beams taking dudes down was very Arkham-like, but it had its own flavour on it with Spidey's, obviously, moveset instead of Batman's. I think this game will be an open world with a very linear mission-based structure.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because in the demo they showed there was some linear aspects to it, which I like. We don't like it too open world in general.
On that.
Yeah, I like to have a bit of direction. Yeah. So that looks good, but just the smoothness of the presentation, the production value, it looked really, really good. I'm excited about it. Yeah.
And there's a little reveal at the end there that Miles Morales is also in the game. If anyone else knows, he's the other Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe. Oh. So that's a cool little twist.
Tim's your expert on the comics. I didn't know who Iron Man was until the film came out. So.
Oh, a lot of people did.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Yeah.
And then what else? Yeah. So after that was it. There was kind of. Nothing.
So no,
I think a lot of people in the theatre felt the same because it just kind of ended.
Ready for the next part?
Is there one more? No, there was no Star Wars Battlefront footage. There was no Red Dead Redemption.
Why was there no Star Wars Battlefront footage? They bought the marketing rights and they didn't show Star Wars Battlefront.
I don't know.
Did they just want EA
they
to
put
take
their
the
tag on
limelight?
the trailer and everything like that. Maybe they just wanted EA to do it on their thing.
Because they could have
Yeah,
shown Star Wars Battlefront single player, actual in-game single player. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen cutscenes, but they could have done that. That would be huge for them.
Yeah.
Why buy all the marketing rights if you're just going to show 3 exclusive games, 2 of which are coming out next year?
Yeah.
Actually, are any of the big games coming out this year?
Nothing.
So
Nothing coming out
Sony,
this year.
no big exclusive that we're really excited about.
Apart
In the future,
from Uncharted
yes.
DLC.
Uncharted DLC, but that's
Coming
not
out
a
in
new,
months.
technically not a new game. Although you can buy it separately, I've just heard, by itself.
Yeah.
But 2 DLCs which look awesome. But as for a new game this year that we're excited about from Sony, no. And I was worried that that was going to happen. We've got no Last of Us footage, which shows that it's a bit further away than it should be. So both Sony and Microsoft under-delivered, I think, on 2017. So both Microsoft and Sony showed us a little bit, not quite enough to get us really, really excited.
They showed some decent exclusives,
Yes.
but nothing exciting. Nothing that blew me out of the park.
Or a lot that's far away. But multi-plats, there's lots of games that are coming to both consoles and pretty soon as well.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to?
Assassin's Creed Origins. I think the year off for Assassin's Creed's been good.
Definitely. Not every year. Why punch it out like a sausage factory? Like just...
A couple of years of break has been really good, so I'm looking forward to that.
I like the different look of it being in Egypt. It was running on Scorpio on the Microsoft stage and it looked nice. I liked how you'd walk through foliage and rather than just going through it, your body would actually, your feet would scrunch the foliage down, like you were reacting with the foliage, which is important.
Nice.
It looked good, but again, I've liked the original Assassin's Creed and maybe a couple of the games, but again, I haven't bought any for a couple. So they need to keep on marketing it well and show some good, some more gameplay that looks good. I want every single mission to be really complicated and frustrating and multi-faceted. I just want to have a bit of fun as well. So
stab some people.
Yeah, it looks good though. Looks good.
Yeah. So what else? Apart from Far Cry 5, there's not really a lot of Ubisoft stuff that I'm too interested in.
Far Cry 5 does look pretty good. Interesting subject matter, a bit controversial. Could be cool.
Set in America instead of like a exotic jungle lush location.
Yeah,
but
more
still,
hicks.
Fighting some hicks, some rednecks.
And EA Sports, so of course you've got the FIFA 18, which looks really good. They've got Ronaldo himself to be the guy who wears the suit with the ball stuck on it. And so his play motion is going to be in the game. That's going to be great, of course, it always is. Shadow of War, we already talked about that a little bit. Both consoles. I'm still not 100% sold on that, but the first game in 4K looked amazing on the Pro. And if you go flash forward a couple of years, better graphics to begin with, and 4K, probably on both systems, maybe upscaled, that's going to look really good. So maybe, that's a definite maybe for me.
I enjoy The Lord of the Rings. I like The Lord of the Rings. Got nothing against it. Wolfenstein 2.
Wolfenstein.
And The Evil Within 2. I was really impressed with their release dates being so close.
Yes.
3-4 months away. That's really good to see.
It's nice to not wait for years and years for a game. They're coming up. And the only thing that I didn't really, because I'm a graphics whore, I needed to be pulled in by graphics sometimes. And the last Wolfenstein, which I did buy recently, but I haven't played
because it was a cross-gen.
It looked ugly and
Xbox 360.
the graphics didn't set the world on fire. The new one looks really, really nice.
Made exclusive for current gen, so it should.
Beautiful. So I'm keen for that.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Really excited about that.
Show us more Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I thought the Naboo footage looked really good. I know a lot of people hate the prequels, but the design aspect of the prequels was one of the strong points. So fighting out a battle in Naboo with clone troopers and those tanks looked really impressive.
The visuals were awesome. The glossy marble floors, the foliage going everywhere, and I'm talking a lot about foliage right now, but that was great. Particle effects were awesome. It just looked, and it was so smooth, and I think I've seen some footage was from high-end PCs. I think most of it was from high-end PCs, but it looked really, really good. We should expect pretty similar visuals on the Pro and on the X. I'm a bit worried about the base versions of that game for PlayStation and Xbox because then their resolution is going to be 1080 or lower, probably lower on Xbox. But the X version and the Pro version will be amazing. We want to see some more single player though. I'm excited about that. It's a different company one company's doing the multiplayer, one company's doing the single player. Which makes me think that they won't just get too focused on one aspect and neglect the other. They should be good, separate
Okay.
Experiences.
Yeah, might not be a bad thing.
Criteria.
One bad thing is we haven't seen any info on the other Star Wars games that are in development. Andy Heading's game didn't get a mention, didn't get any kind of like a name, a tease, didn't see anything. And I thought BioWare was supposed to be working on a new Star Wars game as well. So there's 2 Star Wars games that we still know nothing about, despite the fact that we know people are working on them somewhere in the world.
Give us more.
Yeah.
But we're very excited about Battlefront 2. Wolfenstein, like you said.
Yep.
But everything else, they're most of the things that are coming out this year.
Yeah.
Beside the DLC for Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn, most things are in the future. So the big question, the Xbox One X is awesome, looks great, couple of good games, but a lackluster show from Microsoft in my opinion. No brand new IPs that really excited me. The best 2 games shown were going to be multiplats, in my opinion. Sony didn't show quite as much as I thought. The things we were really excited about, some were absent.
I feel like Sony's E3 this year was really an update to what they showed last year. There really wasn't anything that fresh or new, especially the way it was so theatrical, much like last year, with the band to start off, and then just new updates on the games that they showed last year. It is good to know that we have release dates. It is good to see that they're progressing well.
But not like... the release dates often are 2018, so we don't know exactly when they're going to come out. So I don't know, it's a bit nebulous, it's not perfect. I'm a little bit, to be honest, disappointed from both shows.
Yep.
I'm finding it hard to pick a winner from the 2. Are you swinging one way or another?
I'm finding it hard to pick a winner. I'm going to call a draw because...
I don't want to be a cop-out, I would like us to...
Okay.
But you can, because I feel the same.
I'll vote for Microsoft. I'll honestly vote
Really?
for Microsoft because the games that I saw, even though I cannot remember the names of them, it was different. I wasn't sitting there watching it on my telly with my computer next to me really enjoying it. I was just watching it on my phone at 7 o'clock in the morning when it was on with my kid yelling next to me. So the games that I saw, I was really impressed with, and there was a little side-scrolling platformer that looked kind of interesting. It was like a throwback.
That looked like Blade Runner a little bit?
No, it was like Bubsy, but it wasn't Bubsy.
Oh, there is... Is it Tails something?
That's it, Tails or something.
Yeah.
I showed it to my kid and I said, dude, look at this. Doesn't this look exciting? And he looked at it and he went, no.
No.
And handed the phone back. So
Not so
sorry,
much.
Xbox, no sell on that one.
To me, it looked like that's who she was marketing though.
Everything else was good.
Like 3 to 9-year-olds looked like who that was marketing. I'm trying to find the name of that. I can't remember right now.
I think you're right. It was Tails.
It was something.
Something like that.
But yeah, it looked good, but like it's not. I'm more excited about Crash Bandicoot Remastered than that. Yeah. So I'm going to give up. Oh yeah, Super Lucky's Tale. So platformer, but it's going to be not going to be full price, a bit cheaper. But again, nothing big. Nothing too big.
I don't know why they're making that.
The only reason you can judge E3 in a couple of different ways. One way I can do it is how much money of mine are you going to get?
Yeah.
Microsoft is going to get more of my money in the next 18 months because I'm going to buy my multi-plats on the Xbox, for the Xbox One X. I'm going to buy a lot of games in Sony over probably in 2018, but only a couple of DLCs and Crash Bandicoot and a couple other things this year. So for me, I'm probably going to spend triple the amount in the next 18 months on the Microsoft console purely because their multi-plats are going to be better.
Well, there you go.
So why not? So to me, if you can edge out, I might just say Microsoft, but that's only because of new hardware and I am a graphics whore, as I said, and I love new tech. That's just got them across the line. But disappointing, a little bit disappointing.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
But in terms of the other games, not just talking about Microsoft and Sony, I was really impressed with a lot of the games. I'm not wanting for anything.
No.
There's so many good games coming out and they're really staggered. So it's not like there's going to be a big dry spell for a while. No,
I remember we used to have big, huge dry spells for months, about a decade ago, but these days there's always something coming up. So overall, we're still excited. But if you have to just compare Microsoft and Sony, maybe not the most exciting E3.
Maybe it's Microsoft though.
Okay, so here we go. Who won E3? We say Microsoft.
So what do you say?
What do you say? Please tell us. We've had feedback. Interesting feedback.
It's made me laugh.
It has made me laugh as well. We'd like some questions from you guys, but also statements. You've been good at the statements, but also more questions. Tim, I think the first comment you get is very important because first impressions count.
Definitely.
What was the first comment on our page?
Boring fags. Boring fags. I you know what? I tell you what.
Wow.
I laughed. I couldn't.
Thank you, internet. No, I saw that and I thought it was funny. that guy who has a lot of time on his hands, obviously. So yes, we want your feedback. If you have any thoughts that we didn't cover, things you want to talk about, message us in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications.
Or hit dislike if you didn't like it.
Be honest, we had more likes than dislikes, so that's alright. It's alright for a couple of boring
bags
people. And we'll talk to you very soon. But remember, we're the teraflops. I am Jai2K.
Jello Timmy.
It's been great chatting with you. We'll be back again soon. Speak soon.
Over now.